You guys doing?
Bene.
Yeah? Do you speak Italian?
Un po'.
Oh, bravo. Where did you learn?
Mia moglie è di Torino.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Neither did I. I just found out.
So that's a big scoop. Did you record it, guys?
Oh, it meant so much to me. I just loved that character. I loved the story, and it honestly just feels like an honour and a privilege to get to portray her. It really does.
Oh, listen, I mean, that's not for me to choose, you know, but the fact that they have, I think, speaks volumes to the power of fairy tales, really. And I think, you know, the wonder of fairy tales is that, you know, in order for them to last, in order for them to become classics, they have to have messages that last throughout time, and every generation that comes to a fairy tale will find something new in it. They might find a lot of the same things, but they might find new things. They might see things in it that actually they aren't as true as the last telling, or there's subtle differences, I think, and that's what the magic is about. And so really, it's about keeping that magic alive and carrying that torch forward. You know?
I'd been waiting for 10 years for the right role to take, where I was able to sing on screen, and this was the one. This came along, and it all sort of was quite serendipitous in a way that it all worked out, and I got to then, you know, sing on screen, and I think we both felt like that. We both come from musicals, and we love to sing. We're big performers, and we got the opportunity to play these characters, which were as annoying as Gaston is, and as terrifying as he is at the end. There's something lovable about him as well, and we wanted to bring all the colours to our characters into this live-action version of the film.
I think, you know, just living up to my own childhood expectations of the film, because I just loved it as a child, and you know, there's something really sacred about this story and about the character of Belle, and just wanting to do her justice.
I did. I learned to waltz in stilts. I first of all learned to waltz on the ground, it should be said. And Emma and I really first got to know each other on the dance floor. You know, we had months and months of learning that waltz and perfecting that waltz. And eventually I graduated to the stilts, and yeah, pulled it off on stilts as well, which was an incredible achievement. And waltzing anyway is a great feeling, you know, but to feel that you are waltzing the waltz at the centre of one of your favourite fairy tales of all time, it's pretty special.
I mean, that yellow dress is so iconic, isn't it? And I think that it also really is part of one of the most special moments of the film, which is where you see Beast and Belle fall in love. And I just love that dance sequence, and being in that ballroom, and just the whole thing is like, I think it's one of the most iconic moments in cinema.
What scene in particular worried you?
Well, Be Our Guest, right? Because that was conceived as something that was only limited by the imagination of the animators, right? And no matter what you do, there is still a limitation to what you believe can happen in a room like this, you know, and especially in our movie where we decided to really tether it to one period, 1740s France, right? So how do they like that scene? How do they, you know, all those things, just endless conversations about trying to figure out how to make that work, you know? And, you know, you can't cheat it. When you do, at the end of that number, in this big Bollywood finale, have hundreds of dishes and utensils and napkins, you also have to figure out where they go. How do they make an exit? How do they get on? You know, things like that you don't really worry about so much, you know, in an animated film. So that was the one, yeah.
What does it mean? Like, you've been writing, you've written so many beautiful songs.
It feels like a privilege. Feels like a blessing. It's a wonderful thing. It's hard to absorb it on an ego level, because I feel like it's not really all about me. It's about the projects, it's about the opportunities I've had, and I feel like I also kind of channel it through me in a way. But it's incredibly gratifying.
Belle was actually the first modern heroine.
I agree. Books, not boys, right? It was like that's what she cared about most. No, I think, and I don't think just you. I do think it was given a lot of credit at the time for that. That was a big story. There were so many big stories of Beauty and the Beast. It was really, when you think of it, it was that. It was the kind of the first CGI approach to animation, and it was this like full-on, you know, I think the New York Times called it the best Broadway musical of 1991. This full-on, you know, theatrical score.
Well, they're timeless messages, aren't they? They are things that we all understand to a certain level, or have experienced, or are observing, even in today's climate. You know, seeing a person like Gaston rally a crowd of fear-hungry villagers who have no real concept of what he's telling them is bad, and they believe him. He manipulates them. You know, it's these things. We shot this 2 years ago. None of what was going on right now was happening then. But weirdly, there's parallels to be drawn. And then if you look at the positive parallels, you have the role model of Belle. She's not just a Disney princess, but she's a very independent, forward-thinking young woman who is well-read, is hungry to learn more, who wants to travel, wants to leave the village and see more. You know, she's the equality that's presented through Emma Watson's performance of Belle is a wonderful thing. It's right now, it's topical, it's absolutely appropriate, her rendition of this character, and not judging a book by its cover. You know, she doesn't judge The Beast by its cover. I didn't judge Josh by his cover. I dug deep.
Thank you. My cover...
And found a swinging
What would
brick.
my cover teach you that would want you to avoid me, Luke?
Nothing. You have a lovely cover.
Thank you.